Welcome back, everyone. I'm Daniel Next, and in this second part of our deep dive series, we're going way beyond the surface. In our last video, we talked about how to buy an online business. Now, we're going to zoom in on the actual process, step by step, line by line, so that even if you've never bought a digital asset in your life, by the end of this, you'll know exactly what to do, how to avoid getting scammed, and how to start generating cash flow fast. Think of this session as your masterclass in digital acquisitions. We're breaking down everything, finding profitable niches, evaluating seller claims, negotiating deal structures, setting up escrow, transferring assets, integrating systems, and scaling profits. This isn't fluff. This is the real playbook that investors, entrepreneurs, and growth-minded people use every single day to acquire ready-made income streams online. So grab a notebook, because over the next 70 minutes, I'm giving you a practical roadmap, the kind most people charge thousands of dollars to teach. Let's get right into it. Before we even talk numbers or platforms, I want to start with mindset, because your mindset determines your success in this game. Most people treat online business buying like gambling. They throw a few $1,000s into something they barely understand and hope it works. That's not investing, that's guessing. A professional buyer studies trends, cash flow, scalability, and transferability. The key is to buy systems, not stories. A good business sells results, not promises. When you look at listings, ignore the hype. Focus on the numbers that repeat: consistent revenue, stable traffic, and operational efficiency. Think like a detective. Verify every claim, request analytics access, and calculate not just monthly profits, but how stable those profits are. This mindset alone separates amateurs from investors. Everyone knows about the big marketplaces: Flippa, Empire Flippers, Acquire, and Micro Acquire. But here's the truth. The best deals are often off-market. Private listings, neglected projects, expired domains, even business owners who simply burned out. Reach out directly to owners of small SaaS tools, Shopify stores, or niche blogs that haven't posted in months. You'll be amazed at how many will sell for a fraction of what they're worth, just to move on. Use tools like SimilarWeb, SEMrush, and BuiltWith to reverse engineer what's working, then approach those site owners personally. Sometimes the gold isn't in buying what's listed, it's in finding what's forgotten. When you find a business that looks promising, slow down. Numbers can lie. People can make a profit screenshot say anything. Ask for read-only access to Google Analytics, Shopify dashboards, or Stripe reports. If they won't share that, walk away. Look at trends, not snapshots. A site earning $3,000 a month today might have been earning $300 a month ago. That's not growth, that's volatility. Check the sources of traffic: direct, organic, referral, paid. If 80% comes from one ad campaign, the business isn't stable. It's rented attention. Next, check repeat customer rate or subscriber retention. That's where real value hides. A business with a loyal customer base is worth double one that depends on cold traffic. And don't be afraid to bring in a due diligence partner or a freelance auditor. $200 spent verifying data can save you $20,000 in mistakes. Valuing an online business is part math, part instinct. Most small digital businesses sell for 2 to 4 times their annual profit, what's called an earnings multiple. But the multiple depends on age, risk, transferability, and how automated the business is. If it's a one-person show that requires 12-hour days, it's worth less. If it runs itself on systems and subscriptions, it's worth more. I like to use what I call the 3P rule: profit, predictability, and potential. Profit, is it real and steady? Predictability, will it still make money next month? Potential, can I double it without doubling my workload? If you can confidently say yes to all three, you're probably looking at a solid buy. Negotiation isn't confrontation, it's communication. You're not trying to win against the seller, you're trying to build a bridge. Start with respect, ask questions, and focus on mutual confidence. Here's my favorite move. Always make your first offer fair but firm, then back it up with data. Say, based on your profit trend, I value this at 3x net, but I'm willing to add 10% if you include the email list or ad account. Structure matters more than sticker price. You can pay a higher total if it's split into installments or tied to performance milestones, what's called earnouts. That way, you protect yourself while keeping the seller motivated. And never skip escrow. It's your safety net. Whether you use escrow.com or a brokerage's internal system, don't transfer money directly until assets are verified. Once the deal's accepted, the fun part begins, the takeover. Get every digital key, domain registrar, hosting, email accounts, software licenses, brand assets, and supplier contracts. Create a shared document with the seller so nothing is missed. During the first week, don't change anything. Observe how customers interact, how traffic flows, how automation behaves. Then, after you understand the rhythm, begin optimizing slowly, like adjusting the sales instead of flipping the ship. Record every login, process, and dependency. This step is boring, but skipping it is how new owners lose control of what they just bought. Section 8. Scaling and automating for freedom. Now that you own the machine, it's time to make it run faster with less fuel. The fastest way to grow is through automation and delegation. Use AI tools, CRMs, and outsourced specialists to cut wasted hours and expand reach. For example, plug your email list into an automated marketing funnel. Use chat agents for customer support. Set up retargeting ads so visitors return automatically. This is where my company, NXTLVL Biz LLC, comes in. We specialize in automation, AI integration, and growth systems that turn small online businesses into scalable assets. Whether you need an AI call agent, social media automation, or a complete web system that runs on autopilot, NXTLVL Biz builds it from the ground up for you. No templates, no wasted time, no guesswork. Because owning a business should feel like ownership, not a second job. Now that you understand how to buy one business, let's talk about how to own many. The smartest investors don't stop at one income stream. They build a digital portfolio that compounds like a stock portfolio. Instead of collecting rent from properties, you collect profits from websites, SaaS tools, and e-commerce stores. Start small, one at a time. Once your first business is stable and producing consistent cash flow, reinvest a portion of those profits into another. But here's the secret. Each new business should complement the others. If you own a content blog, buy a related e-commerce store that sells products to the same audience. If you own a lead generation site, acquire a service-based business that can serve those leads. This way, each business feeds another. That's what I call a profit ecosystem, where every dollar earned multiplies across your network of assets. The long game isn't about flipping fast. It's about building digital real estate that pays you while you sleep. 10 businesses earning $1,000 a month will always outperform one business earning $10,000 that dies with one algorithm update. So think like a builder, not a speculator. Build with purpose, and you'll never have to start over again. Let's talk leverage, the most powerful and misunderstood tool in business. Leverage isn't about taking reckless loans. It's about using resources that multiply your time, capital, and opportunity. You can finance an online business the same way you finance a property. There are lenders who specialize in digital acquisitions, like Bupos, CapChase, and even private investors on platforms like Acquire. You can also use seller financing, where you pay part upfront and the rest over time, often using the business's own profits to fund the payments. Here's how the smart players do it. They buy a business for, say, $50,000, put $10,000 down, and the rest is paid over 12 to 24 months. If that business makes $3,000 a month, it pays itself off in under 2 years, and everything after that is pure profit. Leverage isn't risky when you buy right. It's freedom accelerated. The key is cash flow. If the business pays for its own financing, you're not taking debt. You're building equity with someone else's money. That's how real wealth is built, quietly, strategically, and consistently. Most people think you need a pile of cash to buy a business. You don't. You need creativity and credibility. Creative financing means structuring a deal that makes sense for both sides, even when you don't have all the money up front. Maybe you offer the seller a higher total price in exchange for a long-term payment plan. Maybe you partner with an investor who fronts the capital while you manage the operations. Or maybe you structure what's called a profit share acquisition, where the seller keeps a small percentage until you buy them out later. Remember this phrase, money follows certainty. If you show you have a clear plan to operate and grow the business, investors and sellers will trust you. Pitch with numbers, not dreams. Instead of saying, I think I can grow this, say the profit margin is 42%, the market size is 20 million, and I can raise retention by 10% in 90 days. That's how professionals talk, and that's how you get funded without begging for loans. Once you close your first creative deal and deliver results, you'll never need to chase capital again. Investors will chase you. Partnerships are another powerful path to scaling faster with less risk. Let's say you find a great SaaS business but don't know how to code. Instead of walking away, find a developer who wants equity instead of salary. Or maybe you find a profitable e-commerce store, but you're not great at marketing. Partner with a social media expert and offer a revenue share. Smart buyers focus on synergy, not control. Owning 50% of a growing empire is better than owning 100% of a sinking ship. The key is to define roles, responsibilities, and exit terms before the partnership begins. Draft a clear operating agreement. Who decides what, how profits are distributed, and how you handle buyouts. Good partnerships double momentum. Bad ones destroy trust. And here's the secret weapon. Combine partnerships and creative financing. Use a small investor to fund the deal and a skilled partner to run operations. That's how empires are built quietly, one strategic alliance at a time. Now that you're starting to think bigger, it's time to think smarter, because how you structure your acquisitions determines how much of your profit you actually keep. Most beginners skip this part and it costs them thousands. When you buy an online business, don't do it under your personal name. Set up an LLC or corporation. That's not just for taxes, it's for protection. Here's the logic. If something goes wrong, the company absorbs the hit, not you personally. That's why I built my company, NXTLVL Biz LLC, as a structure that could own and operate multiple digital assets safely under one umbrella. Each project can be treated as a sub-entity or DBA, allowing growth, flexibility, and clear accounting. As your empire grows, you'll want a tax advisor who understands digital income, not just brick and mortar business. There are deductions for hosting, advertising, contractors, software, even your home office. And if you're reinvesting profits into more acquisitions, that's often a deductible expense. The bottom line, structure your empire like a fortress, because the bigger you build, the more protection you'll need. Let's talk about keeping what you build. The internet is full of opportunity, but also full of risk. You can get sued, hacked, copied, or even banned overnight if you don't protect yourself. First, secure everything with legal ownership and documentation, trademarks, contracts, NDAs, and transfer receipts. Make sure every freelancer or partner signs agreements stating you own the final work. Second, set up redundant backups, your website, data, and customer lists. If your main host fails or your account gets compromised, you can restore your business instantly. Third, separate your personal finances from your business finances. Use different bank accounts, credit cards, and accounting systems. That separation not only simplifies taxes, it shields you if something goes wrong. And finally, get business insurance if you're running high volume sales or handling sensitive data. It's not expensive and it could save your future. Building wealth means keeping it secure, and that's what real entrepreneurs do. A business without a brand is just another listing on the internet. What gives it life, what makes it unstoppable, is identity. When you buy an online business, your first mission isn't to change everything. It's to define its voice. Ask yourself, what does this business stand for and who does it serve? People don't buy logos, they buy meaning. Look at your competitors and study how they communicate. Then decide how you'll stand out. Maybe it's your story, maybe it's your values, maybe it's the way your product looks and feels. Whatever it is, make it consistent across your site, your emails, and your customer service tone. Authority is built when customers feel a pulse behind the product. Publish thought-provoking content, share success stories, post real data, show your face. If you stay consistent, within months the market begins to trust your name because people trust humans more than faceless brands. That's how you transform a random acquisition into a household name online. Once the foundation is set, it's time to scale your visibility. Traffic is the oxygen of every online business, and you need multiple lungs. Start with organic content. SEO-driven blogs, social media reels, and YouTube videos that answer real questions your audience searches for. Then layer paid ads, Facebook, Google, or TikTok to accelerate what already works. Always test small before scaling big. But the real secret weapon? Retention marketing, email campaigns, SMS reminders, loyalty programs. These are what turn one-time buyers into lifetime fans. A repeat customer costs nothing to acquire and can bring you 3-10x more profit over time. Measure everything: click-through rates, conversion costs, lifetime value. If you're not tracking data, you're flying blind. Once you know your numbers, you can confidently reinvest and grow predictably. And when you're ready to automate all this, that's where NXTLVL Biz LLC steps in. We build done-for-you systems that run your marketing 24/7, social automation, AI chat agents, CRM integration, everything synced and optimized so you can focus on strategy, not screens. That's how modern empires scale in the digital age. You can only scale so far alone. At some point, the ceiling you hit isn't a lack of opportunity, it's a lack of capacity. Every successful buyer eventually builds a virtual team. The beauty of online business is you can hire top talent worldwide: content writers, ad specialists, designers, developers, all at a fraction of what a traditional company pays. Start small. Hire one reliable virtual assistant who can handle repetitive tasks, emails, uploads, scheduling, and data entry. Then, as your workload grows, add roles for marketing, operations, and customer service. But here's the key: don't just hire bodies, build systems. Document every recurring task in clear, step-by-step checklists. Use tools like ClickUp, Notion, or Trello to manage operations. When your team can follow a system instead of constantly asking questions, you stop being a boss and start being a leader. A good system turns chaos into consistency, and consistency builds momentum. Within months, you'll realize something powerful: you're not running your business anymore. Your business is running itself. Now let's step into the next evolution of business ownership: automation through AI. Artificial intelligence isn't the future, it's the present. The people winning online right now are the ones who've learned to let machines handle the heavy lifting. Imagine AI chat agents closing leads for you while you sleep. Imagine content generation systems that write, post, and optimize based on live performance data. Imagine a CRM that learns which prospects are most likely to convert and prioritizes them automatically. That's not science fiction. It's what NXTLVL Biz LLC builds for business owners every single day. We design smart ecosystems that connect your website, sales funnels, customer interactions, and ad data into one living system that runs 24/7. Automation doesn't replace people, it replaces repetition. That means more time for creativity, strategy, and expansion. If you're still doing everything manually, you're living in yesterday's business world. The ones automating now are the ones who will dominate 5 years from today. Let's talk about something most entrepreneurs overlook: the customer experience. You can buy the best business in the world, but if your customers don't feel valued, it'll bleed out quietly. The best brands don't just deliver a product, they deliver a feeling. They make customers feel seen, appreciated, and understood. From the moment someone lands on your site to the follow-up email after their purchase, every touch point is an opportunity to strengthen loyalty. Here's how to master it: personalized communication. Use their name, remember their preferences, and make your messages human. Anticipate problems before they happen. If you know shipping delays are coming, tell them in advance. Transparency builds trust. Collect feedback constantly. Use surveys, reviews, or direct check-ins. Customers love being heard. A happy customer becomes your best marketer. They'll post about you, refer friends, and defend your brand online without being asked. That's not just good service, it's a competitive weapon. Now that your customers are happy, it's time to turn them into a movement. Reputation is the modern currency of trust. In the digital world, reviews are everything because people don't buy from strangers, they buy from proof. Make review collection part of your workflow. After every sale, ask for feedback. If you get a bad review, don't hide it. Respond with professionalism and care. The way you handle criticism can actually increase your credibility. Then go beyond reviews. Build a community, a space where your audience feels like they belong. This could be a Facebook group, a private Discord, or a members-only area on your website. Post helpful tips, celebrate wins, and let customers connect with each other. A strong community transforms your brand from a business into a culture. It becomes self-sustaining. Customers recruit new customers, share ideas, and grow the brand for you. And that's when your business shifts from transaction-based to tribe-based, and tribes never die. Email isn't dead. It's the heartbeat of every successful digital business. Social media algorithms can change overnight, but an email list is something you own. Your goal is to build a list that's not just big, but engaged. That means sending messages that educate, inspire, and sell without sounding like a salesperson. Start by giving value first. Lead magnets, guides, or mini courses. Then nurture your audience with a sequence. Day 1, welcome and share your story. Day 3, teach something genuinely useful. Day 5, introduce your product or service naturally as the solution. Day 7, reinforce trust with testimonials and results. Keep your tone conversational. Write like you'd talk to a friend, not like a corporate memo. Track your open rates, click-through rates, and unsubscribes religiously. They're the pulse of your business. When done right, every email becomes a digital salesperson that works 24/7 for free, and that's real automation. A marketing funnel is the journey that turns a stranger into a buyer and a buyer into a lifelong fan. If your website is just a homepage, you're leaving money on the table. Every successful funnel has 4 stages. Attention, a hook that stops people scrolling, a bold headline, a short video, a story. Interest, show them what problem you solve and why you're different. Desire, testimonials, results, visuals, proof that you deliver. Action, a simple friction-free call to action, buy, book, or join. Remove distractions, 1 page, 1 goal. A confused visitor never converts. Once your funnel works, scale it with paid ads or affiliate partners. Keep testing headlines, offers, and visuals. Small changes can double your conversion rate. And remember, funnels don't have to be complicated. They just have to guide attention with intention. That's where my team at NXTLVL Biz LLC comes in. We build custom funnels that not only convert, but learn and adapt automatically through data feedback. That's how you go from guessing to guaranteed growth. Now that your funnel is dialed in, it's time to pour fuel on the fire, paid advertising. But here's the truth. Ads don't work when your offer is weak. They work when your system is strong. Paid traffic amplifies what's already converting. That's why you test your funnel first organically, then scale with precision. Start with small daily budgets. $10 to $30 a day can give you enough data to understand what works. Focus on one platform at a time: Facebook, Instagram, Google, or TikTok. Don't scatter your budget, concentrate it like a laser. Track your cost per click, cost per lead, and cost per sale. Once you find a winner, double down and let it run. But the magic comes from retargeting. These are the people who visited your site, watched your video, or clicked your ad, but didn't buy. They already know you, they just need a little push. Retargeting ads are often half the cost and twice as profitable. That's how pros scale, through data, patience, and precision. Your goal isn't to go viral, your goal is to go profitable. If paid traffic is fuel, affiliates are jet engines. An affiliate strategy means other people promote your business for a commission, turning word of mouth into a scalable system. You can recruit affiliates manually or set up an automated program using platforms like Tapfiliate, GoAff Pro, or PartnerStack. Offer fair commissions, give them swipe copy, and make their job easy. Next, tap into the influencer economy. Micro-influencers, those with 5,000 to 50,000 followers, often deliver the best ROI. They have loyal, engaged audiences and charge a fraction of the big names. Send them your product, pay for a review, or create a revenue share deal. The goal isn't just reach, it's authenticity. And when you combine influencers with a solid funnel, you get an organic ad network that never sleeps. This is where NXTLVL Biz shines. We help businesses set up scalable affiliate and influencer systems with built-in tracking and automation, so every partnership becomes measurable growth. That's how small brands become household names without burning cash. If you can't measure it, you can't multiply it. Data is the difference between guessing and growing. Every click, every sale, every customer interaction leaves a digital fingerprint, and your job as an entrepreneur is to read those signals. Start with the essentials. Google Analytics for traffic behavior, Hotjar or Clarity for heat maps and scroll tracking, CRM dashboards for conversion tracking and customer lifetime value. When you analyze your numbers weekly, you'll see patterns: which pages convert, which ads perform, which customers spend the most. That's how you stop making emotional decisions and start making mathematical ones. Optimization is a game of small, consistent wins. Improve one step of your funnel by 5% a week, and in a few months, you'll have doubled your profit without increasing traffic. That's the quiet power of data-driven leadership, small hinges that move massive doors. The next milestone after data is stability. Unpredictable income keeps you nervous. Predictable income builds confidence and scale. The most successful digital owners focus on recurring revenue. Memberships, subscriptions, retainers, these create financial rhythm. Instead of restarting every month, your income compounds automatically. Here's how you do it. Take your best-selling product or service and repackage it into a subscription model. Add ongoing support or premium content. Automate billing through Stripe or PayPal. Predictable revenue doesn't just smooth your cash flow, it increases your company valuation. Investors love consistency because it means reduced risk. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we specialize in building subscription models for clients who are ready to level up. We turn one-time buyers into monthly members, ensuring your business runs on dependable rhythm, not luck. Because real freedom isn't making a sale, it's knowing your next one is already on the calendar. Once you've mastered acquisition, the real money is in retention. It costs 5 times more to get a new customer than to keep an existing one. Yet most businesses focus 90% of their effort on new leads. Retention starts with consistency, consistent quality, communication, and care. Stay present in your customers' world with helpful emails, loyalty programs, and simple follow-ups. Check in without always selling. Be valuable, not noisy. Then layer in upsells and cross-sells. An upsell is a premium version of what they already bought. A cross-sell is a related product that enhances their original purchase. Both are easiest to sell right after the customer has already said yes. Automate these offers inside your funnel and post-purchase emails. It's the difference between earning $50 once or $500 over time from the same buyer. And don't forget, every satisfied customer is a potential affiliate, review, or referral. That's compounding loyalty. Retention isn't about chasing more, it's about doing more with what you already have. People don't remember facts, they remember stories. If you want your business to stand out in a noisy marketplace, you need a story that resonates emotionally and authentically. Think about how your business was born, what problem it solves, and the transformation it brings to customers. Tell that story often and everywhere. On your website, in your ads, your emails, your packaging. Stories build brand equity, the intangible value people associate with your name. It's why some brands can charge double for the same product. They're not selling the thing, they're selling the meaning behind it. Your story becomes your superpower when it's real, relatable, and repeated. If you've overcome challenges, share them. If you started small, own it. If you've helped people, spotlight them. A great story turns your business into a living symbol, and symbols never go out of style. That's how legacy brands are born, through consistent storytelling that connects logic with emotion. Content is fuel for your entire digital machine. But if you're creating from scratch every day, you're already behind. Winners don't chase content, they build systems that produce it automatically. Start by outlining pillars, the 5 to 7 topics your brand will always speak on. For example, business growth, automation, mindset, marketing, and digital wealth. Every piece of content you publish should fall under one of those pillars. Next, record once, repurpose forever. One long video can become 10 shorts, 5 quotes, 3 blog posts, and 20 tweets. That's the power of leverage. One idea multiplied through multiple platforms. Use AI tools to handle captions, summaries, and scheduling. Hire a virtual content manager to oversee the pipeline. You focus on creating the ideas. The system handles the execution. Over time, your content engine becomes your greatest asset. While others post randomly, your system keeps publishing value around the clock, attracting customers, investors, and opportunities nonstop. That's not just marketing, that's digital omnipresence. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000,000 impressions. Video builds trust faster than any medium because people see your eyes, hear your tone, and feel your confidence. You don't need Hollywood-level production. You need clarity, consistency, and connection. Start simple. One camera, good lighting, and a message that helps people. The secret formula is H plus E plus A plus T. Hook, grab attention in the first 3 seconds. Empathy, show you understand their problem. Authority, demonstrate you can solve it. Transformation, show the result they'll get. Keep videos short and story-driven. Post on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and repurpose across all your channels. And when you're ready to turn your videos into full-scale automation, avatars, AI voiceovers, data-driven editing, NXTLVL Biz LLC handles it all. We build automated video content systems that turn your face and voice into a scalable growth engine. Video isn't optional anymore. It's the new handshake of business and the fastest way to earn attention, trust, and revenue. Social media is not just for exposure, it's the engine of modern influence. Every platform has its own language, and you need to speak all of them fluently. Start by defining your core identity across platforms. Your message must stay consistent whether someone sees you on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, or X. One message, many expressions. Then build a posting rhythm. Post value daily. Educate, entertain, or inspire, nothing in between. People follow momentum, not silence. Leverage trends without losing authenticity. Use short-form video for discovery, long-form content for depth, and live sessions for connection. Comment on trending topics with your own insight. Become part of the conversation, not background noise. Engage like a human, reply to comments, ask questions, celebrate followers' wins. That's how you create algorithms and audiences that love you. And remember, consistency beats talent. Show up every day and your audience will too. That's how you go from posting to dominating. The strongest brands don't just speak to people, they speak through them. That's the power of user-generated content, or UGC. Your customers are your best storytellers. When they post photos, reviews, or videos of your products, that's free, authentic marketing, 10x more trusted than any ad you could buy. Encourage it. Run hashtag challenges, reward testimonials, feature customer stories on your website and socials, show real humans using your product in real life. UGC also fuels your ad strategy because raw, genuine content outperforms polished commercials every time. People don't want perfection, they want proof. And here's the beauty. UGC builds community ownership. Your audience starts feeling like part of the brand. They defend it, promote it, and expand it for you. At NXTLVLBIZ LLC, we help brands harness that power, setting up automated UGC pipelines, influencer collaborations, and social proof systems that scale trust faster than any ad spend ever could. Because in today's world, community is currency, and authenticity always wins. The quickest way to build trust online is to teach what you know. Every successful entrepreneur becomes a teacher at some point. Why? Because education creates authority, and authority attracts opportunity. Start by identifying what your audience struggles with. Then build content that solves it. Free guides, tutorials, webinars, checklists. Give away what others hide behind paywalls. When people realize your free content is more valuable than your competitors' paid content, they assume your paid offers must be priceless. That's the silent psychology of leadership. Don't worry about giving away too much. The ones who copy you will never outwork you, and the ones who learn from you will follow you. Use every platform as a classroom. Educate with confidence, inspire with passion, and remind them that the best investment they can make is knowledge. When you teach the market, you own the market. Attention without conversion is just noise. You don't need millions of followers. You need aligned ones. Here's how to turn attention into revenue. First, identify your most engaged followers, the ones liking, commenting, and messaging consistently. Reach out personally, ask questions, understand their goals, then build a bridge between their needs and your solutions. Offer free consultations, exclusive invites, or community calls. Once they feel seen and supported, conversion becomes natural. Next, look for partnership potential. Some followers may not buy, but they might promote. Others may have audiences or skills that complement yours. Collaboration turns audiences into ecosystems. When two trusted voices merge, both multiply. At NXTLVLBIZ LLC, we specialize in helping creators and businesses transform their audiences into client pipelines with automated systems that identify, nurture, and convert leads on autopilot. Because followers are good, but partners and paying clients build legacies. Once you have traffic, trust, and attention, the next question is simple. How do you turn it into money? There are 4 primary monetization models that dominate the digital world. Product sales, physical or digital items sold directly. High control, higher margins, but requires fulfillment and inventory strategy. Service income, consulting, coaching, or done-for-you work. Fast cash flow, but scales best when systemized or delegated. Subscription and membership, recurring monthly or annual payments for ongoing access, support, or community. Predictable, scalable, and investor-friendly. Advertising and affiliate revenue. Earn from promoting others' products or running ads on your platforms. Lower margin, but passive when built correctly. The smartest digital entrepreneurs layer these together. A content business might sell courses, host memberships, and earn affiliate commissions simultaneously. Choose models that align with your personality and audience. If you love teaching, go educational. If you love systems, go SaaS. If you love deals, go affiliate or e-commerce. And when you're ready to build a system that monetizes itself, NXTLVLBiz LLC creates plug-and-play infrastructures that blend all 4 models seamlessly. Because income diversity isn't luxury, it's survival. The goal isn't to make money once, it's to build machines that keep paying you. Every empire needs multiple pillars. A core business that drives consistent revenue, a side venture that experiments and innovates, via passive assets that generate profit without daily effort. This isn't about spreading thin, it's about spreading risk. If one market dips, another carries you forward. For digital entrepreneurs, diversification can look like owning several websites in complementary niches, creating both high-ticket offers and low-cost memberships, investing profits into crypto, real estate, or dividend stocks for backup income. The key is to automate each stream before starting the next. A chaotic empire collapses, a structured one compounds. Financial freedom isn't built from one big win. It's built from 1,000 consistent deposits that never stop. At NXTLVLBiz LLC, we design automated ecosystems that let every dollar you earn spin off new ones without burning you out. Because true success isn't explosive, it's sustainable. Owning a business doesn't mean doing everything yourself. It means making sure everything gets done right. That's the difference between a worker and a leader. Delegation is an art of trust, communication, and accountability. You don't just hand off tasks, you hand off ownership. Give clear expectations, measurable outcomes, and the freedom to execute. Start with what drains your energy most: repetitive tasks, low ROI admin work, or anything someone else can do 80% as well as you. Free your time for the 20% that drives profit and growth. Leadership isn't barking orders, it's building confidence in others. Recognize wins publicly, correct privately, and always explain the why behind every decision. When your team understands purpose, they'll exceed instruction. A true entrepreneur creates leaders, not employees. That's how you multiply yourself without cloning your calendar. Every global company started local, but none stayed that way without outsourcing and strategic alliances. Outsourcing allows you to expand reach without adding payroll risk. Hire designers from the Philippines, editors from Eastern Europe, developers from India, marketers from the US, a global hybrid team that operates around the clock. Focus on hiring for results, not resume. Pay for outcomes, not hours. The internet turned geography into an advantage. Use it. Next, lean into partnerships. Find complementary brands or service providers and trade value instead of invoices. A copywriter partners with a web developer, a marketer with a fulfillment agency. Together, both scale faster than they ever could alone. That's how modern business grows, not by building bigger walls, but by building wider bridges. And when you're ready to coordinate it all with automation, dashboards, and AI-powered project flow, NXTLVL Buys LLC makes that structure reality. Because scaling smart beats scaling fast every single time. Every entrepreneur starts with the same 24 hours. The difference between chaos and control is how you use them. Time mastery begins with intentional scheduling. Block your days into focused zones. Morning, deep work and strategy. Afternoon, calls, meetings, and execution. Evening, learning and reflection. Protect those blocks like oxygen. Say no to distractions disguised as opportunities. Multitasking kills momentum. Batching multiplies it. Next, build a personal operating system. Plan tomorrow the night before. Keep a short, focused list, no more than 3 major objectives per day. End each night by reviewing what advanced your goals and what wasted your energy. This discipline compounds. A focused hour is worth more than an unfocused day. When your routine serves your mission, time bends in your favor. That's not productivity, that's freedom by design. Pressure is a privilege. It means the game actually matters. The best entrepreneurs aren't fearless, they're trained. When you face a high-stakes decision, slow the noise and run the 3C framework. Clarify the real problem. Most pressure comes from confusion, not difficulty. Calculate the upside and downside. Use data, not drama. Commit. Indecision kills momentum faster than mistakes. Remember, perfection is paralysis. Speed plus correction beats hesitation every time. If emotion clouds logic, detach. Take 10 minutes, step outside, breathe, then return with objectivity. Leaders who stay calm under fire earn trust. They become anchors when everyone else panics. And when uncertainty feels heavy, fall back on your principles. If a choice aligns with integrity, growth, and service, it's almost always the right one. That's how you make bold moves without losing balance. That's how you lead when others freeze. Burnout isn't a badge of honor, it's a warning light. You can't scale a business if you can't even get out of bed. Entrepreneurs often mistake exhaustion for dedication, but fatigue kills creativity. Your energy is your most valuable currency, so guard it like cash. Start with rhythm, not balance. Balance assumes equal parts work and rest. Rhythm understands seasons. There are times to sprint and times to recover. Sleep becomes a strategy, not a luxury. Hydration, exercise, and nutrition are performance multipliers. A clear body powers a clear mind. Schedule non-negotiable recharge time. Read, walk, pray, journal, whatever resets your system. You're not escaping work, you're rearming for it. Remember, sustained success isn't built on burnout. It's built on alignment, vitality, and vision that never fades. Section 42, the power of mindset reinvention. Every new level of business demands a new level of you. If you're still thinking like the version of yourself from last year, you're already behind. Reinvention starts with awareness. Ask, what beliefs got me here, and which ones will hold me back from going further? Maybe it's fear of hiring, fear of losing control, or the idea that working more means earning more. Those mindsets must evolve. Feed your mind with challenge and curiosity. Study leaders who've built empires. Surround yourself with people who make you uncomfortable in the best way. When you change your environment, your identity follows. Confidence doesn't come from success. Success comes from confidence built through repetition. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we believe business growth is personal growth. Every system we build only works if the person running it thinks bigger. You can't scale your company until you scale your consciousness. Upgrade the mind and the money follows. Anyone can build a business. Few build a legacy. A business ends when the owner quits. A legacy continues when the mission outlives the founder. To build a legacy brand, think beyond sales, think impact. Ask yourself, what truth, transformation, or value do I want people to remember when they hear this name 10 years from now? Legacy is built through consistency, integrity, and contribution. You don't chase viral moments, you craft timeless meaning. Document your brand principles. Embed them into your team culture, your marketing, your tone, and your customer experience. Make sure your company can be duplicated without you. That's when you move from business owner to architect of permanence. Legacy brands don't just sell, they shift culture. And that's the real reward. Not applause today, but relevance forever. Understanding human behavior is the secret sauce behind every great business. People don't buy products. They buy emotions, identities, and solutions to inner conflicts. Here's what drives decisions: pain and pleasure. People buy to move away from pain or toward pleasure. Address both. Belonging. We're tribal by nature. Customers buy from brands that reflect who they want to be. Scarcity. Limited offers trigger urgency, but use it ethically. Real scarcity, real value. When you align your message with these human motivators, conversion becomes effortless. And remember, persuasion is not manipulation, it's clarity. You're guiding people to a result they already want, just faster. Master psychology and you master business. At NXTLVLBs LLC, we build systems and messaging frameworks rooted in behavioral science. So every funnel, campaign, and ad speaks directly to the mind and the heart. Because influence isn't about shouting louder, it's about speaking in the language people already feel. Every successful business has two core elements: a clear story and a powerful mission. The story explains why you exist. The mission explains why it matters. When customers hear your story and see themselves in it, you've already won their loyalty. Maybe your mission is freedom, innovation, service, or empowerment. Whatever it is, make it visible in every interaction. Don't hide behind corporate language. Speak like a human. Share your journey. The failures, the comebacks, the lessons that shaped your vision. Emotion builds memory, and memory builds brand attachment. A product might solve a problem, but a mission gives it soul. That's how companies evolve into causes, and causes create lifelong customers. When your story becomes someone's motivation, your business stops being a transaction and becomes a symbol. Section 46, the laws of trust and transparency in business. Trust is the currency of the digital age. Once it's broken, you can't buy it back. Transparency is no longer optional. It's the foundation of modern business. People want to know what you stand for, how you operate, and who's behind the logo. Here's how you build trust that compounds. Deliver exactly what you promise. Over-deliver when you can. Be upfront about mistakes. When you admit errors and make them right fast, you increase respect, not lose it. Be consistent in branding, pricing, and customer experience. Predictability builds confidence. Show proof. Testimonials, screenshots, behind-the-scenes clips. Trust grows in the light, not in mystery. In a world full of noise, authenticity is your amplifier. Your honesty becomes your marketing. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we live by one rule: no hidden agendas. Every product, every promise, every partnership is built with full transparency, because clarity attracts clients and secrecy repels them. If you master trust, you master longevity, and longevity is the true metric of success. Culture is what happens when you're not watching. It's the invisible current that drives behavior, decisions, and loyalty inside your company. A strong culture doesn't appear by accident, it's engineered. It starts with clear values, not corporate slogans, but actionable standards. Ask yourself, what do we tolerate? What do we reward? Build those values into hiring, onboarding, and even how you handle mistakes. If someone breaks a process, correct the behavior. But if someone violates a core value, part ways immediately. Protect your culture like equity, because it is equity. Recognition fuels momentum. Celebrate wins publicly, give credit generously, and communicate frequently. Remote teams still need human connection. Weekly calls, shared wins, and open feedback loops keep the fire alive. Culture is the multiplier of all your systems. If your team believes in the mission, they'll push boundaries you never asked them to. That's when leadership turns into legacy. People come and go, systems stay. If your business falls apart when one person leaves, you don't have a company. You have a dependency. Your mission is to document everything. Every process, every tool, every workflow should live in one accessible, organized system. Use SOPs, screen recordings, and written guides for every key task. Then automate what can be automated. Use AI for scheduling, onboarding, communication, analytics. Free humans for creative and strategic work. The magic formula is document, delegate, automate, optimize. This cycle keeps your business alive, adaptable, and profitable, no matter who's on the payroll. Systems are the skeleton, people are the muscles. Without structure, strength collapses. With structure, even small teams can move mountains. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we build operational ecosystems designed to run without daily supervision. Because true freedom isn't just making money, it's building something that works when you walk away. Innovation isn't luck, it's discipline. It's not about random ideas, it's about structured creativity that keeps your business evolving faster than the competition. Every great company asks one question daily: how can we do this better? That single mindset creates endless innovation. Innovation comes from three places: customer feedback. They'll tell you exactly what needs to improve. Industry observation, study what others are doing right and what they're missing. Cross-pollination, take ideas from other industries and apply them to yours. Encourage experimentation inside your team. Reward new ideas even if they fail. Failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the tuition for it. Create a sandbox culture, a safe space where people can test, tweak, and explore without fear of punishment. The more your team feels free to think, the more breakthroughs you'll see. Innovation doesn't come from chaos. It comes from courage paired with structure. That's why at NXTLVL Biz LLC, we build automation systems that leave room for creativity. Because innovation without implementation is art, but innovation with execution is profit. The best entrepreneurs don't react to the future. They anticipate it. Markets shift, platforms evolve, attention moves. But if you study patterns long enough, you'll see the waves before they rise. Here's how. Track behavior, not headlines. Look for what people are starting to do consistently, not what the media is hyping. Study consumer emotion. When frustration grows in one area, opportunity appears in another. Follow tech adoption curves. What's clunky today becomes standard tomorrow. Combine logic with intuition. If you feel a shift coming, research until data confirms it. If you spot early inefficiencies, tools that almost work, trends that almost click, you're staring at tomorrow's gold mine. Every innovation wave creates two types of people, the ones who ride it and the ones who drown in hindsight. Choose to surf early. And when you identify the next big thing, let NXTLVL Biz LLC help you capitalize fast. We specialize in trend adaptation, automation, and scaling new opportunities before the crowd even wakes up. Because timing isn't everything, it's the only thing. Making money is the first step. Multiplying it, that's mastery. Too many entrepreneurs pour all their profits back into their main business. That's risky. Smart investors spread profits across multiple growth engines. Here's how pros handle it. Reinvest 50% back into scaling what already works. Save 20% in an emergency fund to protect your downside. Invest 30% into assets that compound. Stocks, ETFs, real estate, or digital assets that appreciate over time. When you treat your business like a cash flow engine that funds other investments, you build a fortress, not a roller coaster. And remember, money sitting still is losing value to inflation. Money placed wisely multiplies quietly. Study wealth preservation like you studied marketing. Because one good investment can buy you a decade of freedom. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we coach clients to think like investors, not just operators. Build once, earn forever. That's how the next level starts. Cash flow gives you freedom, but assets give you permanence. Your business creates active income. Your investments create passive wealth. Your systems create generational impact. Start viewing every dollar as an employee. Its job, bring back more dollars with friends. Turn excess profits into assets that work without you. Buy income-producing websites or SaaS tools. Acquire rental properties or dividend-paying stocks. Purchase digital real estate, domains, newsletters, media channels that hold long-term attention. You're not just building businesses, you're building an ecosystem of ownership. And when your income comes from assets that never sleep, you stop chasing money and start directing it. That's how true wealth feels: calm, strategic, and inevitable. And XTLVL Biz LLC was built on that principle. We don't chase hype, we acquire, automate, and amplify. Because real power isn't making more, it's needing less while owning more. Wealth isn't true wealth until it outlives you. Making money changes your life. Passing on structure changes your family's future. Generational wealth isn't just about leaving cash. It's about leaving systems, knowledge, and ownership. Your children can lose money, but they can't lose the framework that created it. Here's the blueprint. Create trusts or holding companies that own your assets. Document your systems so they can be managed without your presence. Educate your family about money, business, and stewardship early. Leave instructions, not just inheritance. Teach your next generation to multiply, not consume. That's how you build dynasties. You're not creating a business, you're creating a lineage. And it starts with structure, mentorship, and discipline. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we believe legacy systems are the truest form of automation because they run across generations. Your wealth shouldn't just work for you, it should work through you. That's how names become timeless. Debt isn't evil, it's a tool. Used wisely, it accelerates growth. Used recklessly, it destroys it. Dumb debt buys what depreciates. Cars, gadgets, status symbols. Smart debt buys what appreciates. Businesses, assets, and tools that produce cash flow. The goal isn't to avoid borrowing, it's to borrow intelligently. When you take on debt, ask 2 questions. Will this generate more income than it costs me in interest? Does it buy me time, scale, or leverage? If the answer is yes, that's smart capital. For example, using a business line of credit to buy an online business that earns twice your repayment rate. That's growth leverage. But never use emotion to justify expansion. Numbers lead, feelings follow. At NXTLVLB's LLC, we teach responsible scaling through leverage, helping entrepreneurs turn credit into catalysts, not anchors. Debt doesn't make you poor, mismanagement does. Handled well, it becomes your silent partner in prosperity. If organic growth is the slow lane, acquisition is the fast lane. You can spend years trying to build what someone else has already built, or you can simply buy it. Mergers and acquisitions are how major companies dominate markets, and digital entrepreneurs can do the same thing on a smaller scale. Start by identifying competitors, complementary brands, or underperforming assets that already serve your target audience. Then evaluate their weaknesses: poor marketing, outdated tech, lack of automation. If you can fix those fast, you can buy low and scale high. Structure win-win deals. Offer partial equity in exchange for control. Merge brands for shared resources and lower costs. Roll multiple small businesses into one powerful ecosystem. It's faster to buy distribution than to build it from scratch. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we specialize in automation and system integration, making post-acquisition transitions smooth and scalable. Remember, the next level of growth isn't about addition, it's about absorption. Every empire has an exit strategy. Even if you never plan to sell, you should build as if you might. A business that can be sold is a business that runs without you. That means clean books, documented systems, loyal customers, and consistent revenue. Your goal is to make your company look irresistible to investors or buyers. That means showing 3 years of upward financial trends, maintaining stable operations and retention rates, reducing founder dependency. If your brand can run on autopilot, it becomes an asset class. Selling doesn't mean quitting. It can mean cashing out, reinvesting, or even retaining partial ownership while someone else scales it further. Platforms like Flippa, Empire Flippers, and Acquire make selling digital businesses easier than ever. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we help clients build systems that increase valuation and prepare for successful exits, because every strong foundation should come with multiple doors to freedom. An exit isn't the end, it's the reward for building right. A successful exit is not the finish line, it's the launch pad. What you do after the sale determines whether you stay rich or start over. The worst move you can make is sitting idle with a lump sum. Money without direction disappears faster than you think. Here's how to handle a post-exit phase like a pro. First, protect your principal. Park a portion in conservative, low-risk assets to secure your foundation. Second, reinvest strategically into new digital ventures, but only those that match your proven skill set. Third, diversify. Don't put all your gains into one project just because it feels exciting. Think like a venture architect. Use the proceeds to buy or build multiple smaller assets instead of chasing another single giant. Your first success was proof of concept. Your second should be the blueprint for replication. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we help entrepreneurs reinvest with discipline, building diversified, automated portfolios that compound across industries. Because staying wealthy is a different skill than getting wealthy. Once your systems are solid, it's time to think global. The internet erased borders. That means your next customer might not live in your country or even speak your language. Global expansion isn't about going everywhere. It's about going where the demand already exists. Start by identifying your highest performing markets. Then localize your content, translate pages, adapt your offers, and learn cultural buying cues. People don't just want to understand your message, they want to feel understood by it. Partner with local influencers or agencies who already know the terrain. A single partnership can shortcut years of learning. Use regional payment methods, currency options, and shipping logistics to remove friction. And always lead with respect, understanding the people behind the profits. Global doesn't mean generic, it means inclusive. When done right, your brand becomes universal because it feels personal everywhere. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we build multi-language, multi-market automation systems that scale seamlessly across countries. Because going global doesn't mean losing focus, it means expanding your impact. No matter how smart or successful you are, every business faces storms. The difference between collapse and control is preparation. Risk management starts with awareness. Make a list of potential threats: financial, technical, legal, reputational, and human. Then build preset responses for each one. For example, what happens if your main ad account gets suspended? What's your backup if your supplier goes down? What if your top manager quits suddenly? Create contingency plans before you need them. That's leadership under calm, not panic. Next, ensure what matters: equipment, intellectual property, and cybersecurity. Keep emergency cash reserves separate from daily operations. Train your team in communication during crisis. Silence causes chaos faster than any event. You don't control the storm, but you control the sail. Preparedness isn't paranoia, it's professionalism. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we engineer redundancy and crisis protocols into every system we build. So when the pressure hits, your empire doesn't flinch. Economies cycle, booms, busts, and rebounds, but smart businesses thrive through all of them. Recession-proofing begins with diversification of both income and audience. If your entire revenue depends on one product, one ad channel, or one region, you're one disruption away from disaster. Build multiple income streams: subscriptions, evergreen products, and services that solve timeless problems. Focus on industries that stay steady: health, education, automation, and essential software tools. Keep operations lean. Excess payroll, unnecessary software, and luxury overhead drain cash when times tighten. And never stop marketing in a downturn. Just change your message. People still buy, but they buy smarter. Sell solutions that save time, reduce cost, or increase stability. Fortunes are made in recessions by those who adapt faster than fear. That's why NXTLVL Biz LLC designs systems that thrive under pressure, automated, flexible, and built to pivot when markets shift. Resilience isn't a mood, it's a model. And when your systems are built right, every downturn becomes a setup for the next breakthrough. You can make money fast. But to make money forever, you need integrity. Ethical entrepreneurship isn't just about doing what's right. It's about doing what lasts. When you cut corners, you make short-term gains, but long-term losses. Reputation, loyalty, and word of mouth compound faster than any ad campaign ever will. Here's the rule: if you wouldn't be proud to see it on the front page, don't do it. Operate transparently, pay fairly, respect your customers' trust. When you lead with character, your brand becomes magnetic. Sustainability also means growing at a pace your systems and people can handle. Scaling too fast breaks structure. Scaling right builds strength. At NXTLVLB's LLC, our mission has always been to elevate the standard of digital business, not just in profit, but in principle. We believe doing good and doing well should always align. Because in the end, integrity isn't an expense, it's an asset, and it pays compound interest for life. The future isn't man or machine, it's man with machine. Artificial intelligence isn't replacing entrepreneurs, it's amplifying them. AI can write, predict, analyze, and automate, but it can't imagine, empathize, or lead. That's where humans remain irreplaceable. The smartest companies aren't asking, how do we fight AI? They're asking, how do we partner with it? Use AI for efficiency, emails, workflows, data analysis, but always add your human fingerprint, creativity, emotion, and ethics. The best systems blend automation and authenticity seamlessly. AI should work for you, not as you. Let it handle the repetitive so you can focus on the revolutionary. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we're pioneers in this balance, building systems where AI executes while human vision directs. That's the next frontier: digital empires led by humanity, powered by intelligence, and scaled by automation. The entrepreneurs who master that harmony will own the decade ahead. Your personal brand is your digital handshake. Before anyone buys from you, they buy into you. Influence is built through consistency of voice, values, and visibility. It's not about showing off, it's about showing up. When people see you speak with clarity, conviction, and purpose, they begin to associate you with reliability. That's how trust compounds in the age of attention. Start by defining your pillars: what you stand for, what you teach, and who you serve. Post content that reinforces those pillars every day. The goal is not to be everywhere. It's to be undeniable wherever you show up. Your face, your tone, your story, these are assets now. They create familiarity, and familiarity creates conversion. And remember, influence used right is impact multiplied. When your message uplifts others, it becomes more than marketing. It becomes legacy. At NXTLVLBIZ LLC, we help entrepreneurs craft personal brands that convert credibility into cash flow and visibility into opportunity. Because in this era, your name is your business card, and it never stops working. A brand connects, a movement unites. When your message speaks to a deeper belief, freedom, innovation, integrity, it stops being business and starts being belief. Movements grow when people feel part of something bigger than themselves. They want to belong, contribute, and share in the mission. Here's how you build one. Define a clear cause. Why does your brand exist beyond profit? Create a language, phrases, visuals, and rituals your audience can adopt as identity. Empower ambassadors. Let your most loyal followers represent the brand. Celebrate the community. Feature them, reward them, make them heroes. When your customers become evangelists, your marketing becomes organic and unstoppable. Movements aren't loud, they're alive. And once they start, they never really stop. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we don't just build systems, we build missions. We help brands transform into tribes that outlast trends. Because when your business carries belief, you no longer chase attention. Attention chases you. Most people stop growing when they start winning. That's the moment the clock starts ticking backward. Growth isn't a destination, it's a discipline. It's the daily decision to stay curious, humble, and hungry, no matter how far you've come. Infinite growth means never saying, I've made it. It means saying, I'm just getting started. Reinvest your time in learning. New skills, new markets, new technologies. Read daily. Study your mentors, your competitors, even your critics. Every piece of feedback, every challenge, every failure, it's all data for expansion. The greatest danger to a successful entrepreneur isn't failure, it's comfort. Comfort kills creation. Stay uncomfortable. Stay in the stretch zone. That's where the next evolution of your success lives. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we believe growth isn't an event, it's a lifetime contract. And the only limit to what you build is the size of the vision you dare to imagine next. The true measure of success isn't how high you climb, it's how many people you lift while you're rising. Mentorship is the bridge between knowledge and legacy. When you teach others, you refine yourself. When you help others win, your influence multiplies naturally. Reach out to beginners, share your experience generously. You'll discover that teaching keeps your mind sharp and your heart grounded. Collaboration is also a form of mentorship. Iron sharpening iron. Work with those who challenge your thinking, not just those who agree. Diverse perspectives build stronger strategies. And never forget, generosity is strategy. The more value you give away, the more the world sends back. At NXTLVLBI's LLC, our community thrives on collaboration. We don't compete, we connect, we co-create, and we climb together. Because helping others reach their next level is how you reach yours. Wealth isn't just privilege, it's responsibility. Money and influence magnify who you already are. If you're generous, they make you more giving. If you're careless, they amplify destruction. The higher you rise, the more eyes you carry on your shoulders. Your choices start shaping others' beliefs about what success looks like. So make it look like integrity. Make it look like service. Make it look like something worth imitating. Real wealth is stewardship, using resources to elevate others, not just yourself. That could mean mentoring, creating jobs, funding ideas, or simply leading by example. The world doesn't need more rich people, it needs more righteous ones. People who understand that influence is borrowed and must be used for impact. At NXTLVLB's LLC, that's our core value: build, give, and guide. Because when your prosperity becomes someone else's possibility, you've already succeeded at the highest level. There's a point where strategy ends and spirit begins. You can have every system, every skill, every plan, but without purpose, success feels hollow. Faith gives direction when data fails. Purpose gives endurance when pressure hits. Your calling isn't random. It's divine alignment between your gifts and the world's needs. The money, the fame, the growth, they're all byproducts of walking that path faithfully. When your mission serves others and honors truth, favor follows you. Doors open that no algorithm can predict. Opportunities appear that no metric can measure. So stay anchored. Pray over your goals. Operate with excellence as worship, not ego. And never trade calling for comfort. At NXTLVL Biz LLC, we believe faith and business aren't opposites. They're partners. Because when you build with both hands, one in purpose, one in performance, you create impact that outlives every paycheck. That's the next level, prosperity with purpose. At some point on this journey, you realize no one is coming to save you because you were always the architect. Every habit you built, every risk you took, every hour you invested has been quietly constructing the foundation of freedom. You've learned how to buy businesses, scale systems, protect assets, and multiply wealth. But more importantly, you've learned how to think like a creator, not a consumer. The architect mindset means you stop waiting for permission. You design your life the same way you design your companies, with intention, precision, and vision. There are no ceilings except the ones you agree to. Every failure you faced was just a foundation for something stronger. Your empire isn't just digital, it's spiritual, mental, and generational. And the blueprint is already in your hands. At NXTLVLB's LLC, we don't just teach business, we teach architecture for destiny. Because success isn't found, it's designed. You've reached the end of this masterclass, but really, this is just the beginning. You've seen what's possible when clarity meets commitment, when purpose meets precision, when faith meets focused action. Now it's time to move. Start the business, buy the asset, automate the system, lead the people. The world doesn't need another dreamer. It needs a doer who decides today. Remember this, next level success isn't a place you reach, it's a person you become. Every day you evolve, every choice you refine, every challenge you conquer, that's the next level. Carry that energy forward. Lead with faith, operate with excellence, build with courage, give with gratitude. And when you're ready to elevate your empire even higher, NXTLVL Biz LLC is here to guide, automate, and amplify your journey. Because this isn't the end, it's the beginning of your next level era. I'm Daniel Next, and I'll see you at the top.